Yes, my people, peace, love, and prosperity. You know what time it is. I'm back to give you more sentiments of my mind. You know what I'm saying? But this one I'm calling, are black people doomed? Or are we doomed as a race? And the reason why I'm saying that is because, you know me, I like to document and put these food for thought processes out there. But obviously growing up in London, I've just taken note of so much stuff, and in particular I just tend to find that black people hardly want to work together to accomplish something. It's like we might set out to do it, but there's always isms and schisms, and before you know it, a big falling out and everything just mash up now. You see it? I'm here and had people talk about several business ventures over like the last 2 years specifically, because, you know, especially as COVID has kicked in, it's slightly forced everyone to be a bit more entrepreneurial, because what people kind of found security in, they've actually, well, some people's eyes have been open to realize that that security was actually a false sense of security. So I say that to say this, a lot more people are open to and exploring different avenues of business ventures, even maybe business ventures that they would have never considered prior to COVID, because they would have never seen the world put into a place where you've got to wear this mask over your face and you can't leave your house anymore. No one would have believed that something like that would ever happen. It would have been looked on as a conspiracy theorist having a crazy vivid imagination, or like something that you would just see in a movie, not something that would actually materialize in this lifetime. So fast forward since the COVID and the pandemic, people have, you know, propositioned me loads of different business ideas and ventures. And you know me, I've always been entrepreneurial from the get-go. So for me, it's kind of like cool just to see at least people more open to the idea. But then at the same time, I was slightly like, oh, why wasn't you guys listening to me before this pandemic happened? Because we'd be in full swing now. Do you know what I mean? And I'm talking about co-business ventures, because I already have business ventures of my own, but many of the right hands make light work. I remixed that because they say many hands make light work, but many of the wrong hands make it even harder job. So I say many of the right hands make light work. So my point is that even in this short space of time, I've seen Asians, Turkish open up businesses. I've seen Eritreans open businesses, and I'm talking like whether it be fruit stalls, supplying the black products or the tropical type products that the Afro-Caribbean and African community would like purchase, such as your ground provisions, seasonings, condensed milk. I've seen Eritreans set up a whole business and employ their whole family tree. 1 week this guy's on the counter. The next week, the guy's in charge of the stock room. He's moved from the counter to the stock room now. Week after that, he's driving the van. And then the other week, there's a new guy coming in on the till and he can't even speak English properly. And they're just moving their people through the conveyor belt system. Same with this Turkish late night store that's recently opened. I've so far seen about 20 of them in there rotating. And it's like, yesterday I went in there to buy some ice and I'd literally never seen this guy before. He's on the tills now. And I just find it kind of slightly disheartening when these people only have to go to their uncles, their cousins and talk about, oh, can I get a job? And suddenly they're just plugged into a business establishment and ecosystem. And when it comes to us, it's always having to start from grassroots, or you're kind of working with finances and people are not being honest, scamming each other. The amount of people that are here that are sending money back home to whether it be the Caribbean or Africa, and they might even be sending business money back to kind of set up businesses, build real estate, you know, and the money's being squandered and there's nothing to show for it. But then I can walk into all of these stores and I'll see a 20-man team, whether it's the guy behind the counter driving the vans, going to the fruit market to pick up the provisions at 4 o'clock in the morning, or doing the stock room, just whatever needs to be done to make this ecosystem work. I'm seeing it in full fashion. I've even got a friend that set up a fishmongers, and I've seen them kind of pull up and literally must have a 30-man team. They got about 7 vans, all branded off. And when it comes to us, there just seems to be something wrong with coming up with a plan and sticking to it and seeing the rewards and then maintaining that. At each different cog, it just seems that the shit don't work. Whether it's, oh, I'm in a work with him no more, him thief me money, or, you know what I'm saying, people just can't stick to the plan. So sometimes I look at it and I just think to myself, are we actually just doomed? And obviously I'm speaking overall because I know that there are certain fractions where people are making money, i.e. I've got friends that are doing really well in real estate, in like places like Atlanta or whatnot, but it's few and far between. This shit that I'm talking about is universal. Do you get what I mean? And it works whether it's on a street corner in New York or whether it's in East London, whether it's in the Caribbean. This shit just seems to work for them, but just not for us, you know? Like last time I was in the Caribbean, see these Indians that had literally purchased a house, and at the side of the house where the garage was, it looks like they've converted it and they've made a shop. And the person that they've got behind the till looked like about 14 years old, and she was manning the tills. And then you had like the dad, he was like back and forth loading up the freezers. So there's me thinking like, what, no one in this area thought to kind of put their money together and make a shop and sell the provisions that the local area needs. That was wild to me. That was really wild. But yeah, man, I think it always starts with a mentality, you get me? But hopefully things can just change. Yeah, I'm gonna tap in with you lot soon anyway.